Hi, Alex.
Hi,
Welcome to the class.
thank you. Today I have limited access to the class, but I will try to be here.
Okay. So I hope you can stay until the end of the class, okay?
Okay.
Great. Thank you for coming. Let me see. Well,
Good
hello,
evening.
and good evening. How are you today, Anna?
It's fine. I excited working. I didn't see the hour.
Okay. So, well, it's fine to know, guys, that well, you already joined. Just give me a second. I'm going to send a message to the website group in case someone else is going to join us. Okay, we will start right now. Thank you for joining, Alexander and Anna. Thank you for coming on time. It's time to start our class. Okay, right now I'm going to activate my camera and also I am going to share my screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, very good. Everybody, thank you for coming on time to our class. And this opportunity, guys, we will start with our with one activity, with one question before we move. The question is, are you learning something new? Well, in this case, everybody, I already know that you are learning English because we are learning English together. But my question is related to something different. For example, a different skill. For example, are you learning to ride a bike, or are you learning to, I don't know, make handcrafts? So are you learning something new? We will start right now with Anna. So Anna, tell me, are you learning something new apart from English?
Let me see. I guess I have learned to do new reports. For example, I don't remember if I learned something else.
Okay, but
I
that's
think
something good.
I think
Continue.
only the English is new for me. New for me.
So nowadays only English.
Yes.
Okay, but that's something fine. Well, talking about the reports, what are the reports about?
Listens report about the rent and the prestations, the for the NICs, for example, or this report is called IFRS. It's
Are
it's for
they
the
part of,
accounting.
okay, are they part of the activities of your work?
Yes.
Okay, but that's something interesting. Thank you for letting us
Okay.
know about that. So that's something interesting. Apart from English, well, you are also practicing a little bit more about accounting, which is something really good. What about you, Alexander? Are you learning something new apart from English?
I'm not sure if you will hear me well, but I will try.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. Uh, Apart of learning English, I guess I am learning or getting an update about the programming language that I use in my work because, as you know, I am a programmer and I need to be uh, maybe to date at the different language that I use. And for that, I have access to some platform and then I get some training and I try to continue learning.
Okay, pretty awesome. That sounds good. Well, Alexander, tell me which languages do you, well, which languages do you know in programming?
Sorry, say it again.
Which languages can you use for programming?
What language?
Yes, what languages? I know there are different,
Okay.
but which of them do you know or do you use to work?
Okay. I use .NET, .NET Core, Entity Framework, JavaScript, Node.js, and SQL Server. Maybe that is the most common.
Okay, very good. So I didn't know that much. I just remember at least CSS, SQL Server, also JavaScript. I know some of them because I start well. When I was in high school, I studied a little bit of programming, but I don't remember anything about that. So, but at least I remembered some of the languages for programming.
In
Okay,
my case, too many years ago, 20 years ago, I guess.
so you also studied programming
When I studied my bachelor,
in high school?
yeah, 20, yes, in high school.
Okay, so yes, well, it was.
But I remember that the program Fox Pro, for example, is very old.
Okay, yeah. Well, those are maybe some of the common languages and tools we need to use when programming, right? So that's something interesting. Actually, Alexander, let me tell you that I didn't know you were a programmer, but now I know, and well, that's something really awesome. I don't, as I told you, I'm not good at programming, and same for Anna. I'm not good at accounting, so I'm sorry, guys. I can't help you with that, but at least I can help you with English. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about well, the things you are learning. Okay, Alexander, thank you for letting me know. I hope you can join in a moment.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks a lot. Bye.
okay, bye. Well, as I said a moment ago, we will start right now practicing our today's topic. Remember, last unit, we had an activity about simple past and also past continuous. Today, in the first unit, we studied the present perfect. The present perfect. But in this opportunity, we have to study that present perfect continuous. Before we start, Anna, have you ever heard about this tense?
Yes, I guess the order in the sentence is the subject or pronoun, verb to be, plus the verb in present but ing and the complement, right? No. No.
Okay, I think that is present continuous, right? But present perfect continuous,
Perfect. Okay.
yeah,
I was
in this
confused.
case, yeah, we are going to study the present perfect continuous. If you haven't heard about this tense, don't worry. I'm going to help you with this topic. And of course, we are going to check some examples. Okay, to start, let's see our first example using the present perfect continuous. Okay, can you help me reading this sentence, please?
Yes. Yes. You have been doing exercise since 5 p.m.
That's nice. Okay, well, can you tell me what is the word in brown letters?
You, with the
You,
brown,
and
right?
Okay, you, and this is a subject pronoun, of course. Very good.
Yes.
After that, as you can see, we have light blue letters, and that is the auxiliary and the verb to be in past participle, okay? Remember that the verbs in past participle are all the verbs we use in the perfect tenses. For example, in present perfect, we need the past participle verbs. In present and past perfect, we use the verbs in past
the
participle.
auxiliary, sorry. Okay, in this case, the auxiliary is have been or has been, right?
Yes,
No change.
depending on the subject, we use has or have. The same way we use them in
Okay.
present perfect, right? You know, has, it's only for he, she, and it. And that's it, right? Then for the other subjects, we need to use have. And in this opportunity, we use the verb to be, but as I said before, in past participle, okay? In past participle form. Remember, in present or in base form is be, and the conjugations is am, is, are. Then in past is was and were, and in past participle, been, okay? Then. And after that, we need to use a verb in ing. In this opportunity, we are using doing exercise, And the complement, which is in black letters, since 5 p.m., okay? This is an example of the present perfect continuous. And these are all the parts that a sentence in present perfect continuous need, okay? Right now, listen to the use of the present perfect continuous. This tense is used to describe the duration of an action that began in the past and continues into the present. As you can see on the picture over there, the action starts, let's see, the action starts in the past, and as the definition said, it continues into the present. So look at this example. He has been studying for an hour. Can you read the second example after that?
He has been cooking all day.
Very good. She has been cooking all day. And look at the parentheses over there. He is still studying and she is still cooking. Even though this action started in the past, it continues to the present. That's why it's an action in present perfect continuous, okay? Remember that present perfect refers to experiences that we have lived in the past, right, in our lives. But now the present perfect continuous speak about the duration of an action, okay? One action that started in the past and it continues into the present, okay? It's the same, for example, if we use this example, you have been doing exercise since 5 p.m. Well, right now it's 5 p.m. So we know that this action started in the past and it continues to the present, okay?
Okay.
So at the end, we are talking about the duration of that action, okay? Is it clear? Yes?
Yeah. So for example, in this case, the activity is has a past, but is it's passing at the moment. For example, he has doing exercise since 5 p.m., but he's still doing the exercise, right?
Yes, that's
At
right.
the moment. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. As you mentioned, maybe if we use the present perfect as an example as a point of comparison between a present perfect and present perfect continuous, you can see that maybe an example in present perfect should be You have done, done exercise since 5 p.m. Okay, as you see, you have done exercise since 5 p.m. We could say that it makes sense, but it means that the action it's already about to finish, or it finished like a few seconds ago. Okay, so
Okay, okay.
when we use the present perfect, it refers to a finished action that it finished in the past, or an action that it's about to finish, or finish a little moment ago, like a few seconds or minutes ago. Then in present perfect, as it says, it means that the action started in the past, but in the present, it is still in progress.
Finished. Okay.
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 We will check a little bit more about the present perfect continuous in our next slide. And this is the conjugation. Remember, I told you that the auxiliary have or has depends on the subject. For example, we can use I have been, you have been, they have been, we have been. And then we have the subjects for third person singular. She has been, he has been, and it has been. As you see, the only thing that changes is the auxiliary have or has. Then we use the verb to be in the same way, in past participle. Remember, that is something we have to take into account when using the present perfect continuous. Using the correct auxiliary, and also using the verb to be in past participle. It's always been, remember, not, we don't use any other verb, at least not in this tense, because we are, well, because it's continuous, right? All the continuous tenses need a form of the verb to be. For example, if you remember the present continuous, we need the verb to be, am, is, are. If you remember past continuous, it was this week topic, and we studied that the past continuous needs the verb to be in past, was, or were. Now, in this opportunity, we are talking about present perfect continuous. For that reason, we also need the verb to be. All the continuous tenses need a form of the verb to be.
Okay.
So now, I would like to show you the structure in negative. Actually, it's not a big deal. It's the same as affirmative, but the difference is that we need to use the word not next to the auxiliary. So right now, I'm going to read the example, and then you help me reading the structure. He has not been playing his guitar for a long time. Okay, now, can you tell me what is the structure of this?
Subject plus has not have not been plus verb ing plus complement.
Okay, very good. Thank you for reading. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Well, as you can see over here, we are using the structure of negative sentences. We have to use has not, sorry, or have not been. Okay, the verb to be is always next to the form of the auxiliary. Something I didn't write over here is, well, are the contractions. Remember, in English, contractions are very common. So in this opportunity, we have the use of have not, and also has not. Okay, when we use have not, well, the contraction is the same as in present perfect. So do you remember what is the contraction of have not?
Haven't.
It's haven't. Well done. Okay, so we use haven't. And then for has not, we need to use also the contraction. Do you remember what is the contraction?
Hasn't.
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 Yes, well done. Okay, so we can also use the contractions in present perfect continuous in negative. Okay, it is more common in negative. Also, it's possible in affirmative. I completely forgot the contractions, but remember that the contraction of have is, I'm gonna write it over here because the pronunciation is kind of weird, is I've, is, well, in this case, it's like only the letter V. In if, for example, if the subject is I, so the pronunciation is I've. Or if the subject is you, the pronunciation is you've. Or if the, for example, the subject is they, so they've. Those are the contraction of have in affirmative form. Then we have the contraction of has, and it's, I will say that it's similar to, or it's the same, actually it's the same, of the verb, the form of the verb to be is. We only use apostrophe s, okay? For example, instead of saying she has, we can say she's, or he has, sorry, his, or it has its. The difference between is and has, it's the use of the verbs in past participle, right? So that's the main difference. And as you can see, okay, in the structure, hasn't been or haven't been. And then the verb in ing. Remember, all the continuous tenses need the verb to be or a form of the verb to be and the verb in ing.
Okay.
So that's kind of simple. And over here we have the forms of the conjugation of have been and also has been, sorry. In negative, of course. We don't have the contractions, but we have the conjugation, okay? I have not been, you have not been, they have not been, and we have not been. Or using the contractions, I haven't been, you haven't been, they haven't been, and we haven't been. Can you read the third person singular in singular form subjects and auxiliary, please?
She has not been, or she hasn't been. He has not been, or he hasn't been. It has not been, or it hasn't been.
It hasn't been. Very good. Okay. So as you can see, we have this, well, the conjugation of the auxiliary and the suffix. And now let me show you a little bit about the interrogative form. One more time, give me a second. One more time, we are talking about the, well, the yes, no questions. Because, well, this is the most important part we have practiced lately, okay? But in this opportunity, something changed in the structure. Can you read the example, please?
Have they been studying English recently?
Okay, as you see in the, well, when we use the present perfect continuous in affirmative or in negative, the auxiliary and the verb in past participle then are always together. In this opportunity, we split them up, okay? Instead of saying have been they, we say have they been. We have to use first the auxiliary have or has, then we have to use the subject. After that, we use the past participle of the verb be. In this opportunity, we are using been. After that, we use the verb in ing. And finally, we need to use our complement. As I don't know if you noticed, but most of our examples are using a time expression in the complement. For example, in the first sentence, we say since 5 p.m. I'm gonna show you that in a moment. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay, this is the sentence. So as you can see over here, we are using a time expression. Give me a second. Well, as you can see over here, we are using a time expressions since 5 p.m. The same with examples in the picture. For an hour, all day. They express actions, well, the duration of an action or the point or the period of time when the action started in the past and it continues to the present. Then, as you see, we have for a long time. Also, we have another time expression that, but in this case, we refer to an action that hasn't been done, or nobody is doing, okay, or nobody has been doing. And now we have another time expression, and it's recently, okay? Have they been studying English recently? Yes, they have. No, they haven't. I don't know, okay? So, but as you see, we are using time expressions because the main focus of the present perfect continuous is the duration of an action, okay? That's the main focus of the present perfect continuous, the duration of an action, okay? So I don't know if you have any question about this topic. Maybe it's not that difficult. Maybe the most difficult thing to understand is not the use of present perfect continuous, but it's the structure, because we need to use, apart from the subject at the beginning and the complement at the end, we need to use auxiliary have or has, been, and then ing. So those are the three parts that maybe are a little bit confusing. Have, been, ing, or has been, ing. Do you have any question about this tense, Anna?
Not really. I don't have a question, but I need to learn the order. The order of the structure.
Yes, as I
Subject.
mentioned,
Yes. Yes.
that's the most difficult part of this tense.
Yes.
Because, well, the sentence, or I mean, the use of this tense is not that difficult. You only have to focus on the duration of an action, okay, that started in the past and it continues to the present. But then, okay, so when we are creating sentences, it become a little bit difficult, right? But that's why in this opportunity, we are going to practice. As you see, we have different examples. Yes?
Sorry, in this case in Spanish is yo he estado haciendo
Yes.
ejercicio. Eso significa, okay. This is the
That's right.
meaning. Okay. Yo
Yeah,
he
that's the
estado.
meaning.
Okay.
Yes, that's the meaning. So I have been something that has been in progress, right? That was in progress in the past, but in this case, yesterday we were talking about the past continuous. The past continuous, I remember, and we say that it refers to an action in progress in the past, but in this case, it talk about an action that started in the past or was in progress in the past, but continues to the present. So that's the main difference between past continuous and present perfect continuous, that this action continues to the present. And then in past continuous, they were in progress in the past, but they finish in the past. Okay? Okay. Right now, we are going to practice. Let's have a short practice about the present perfect continuous or progressive. Remember, progressive or continuous, it's always the same. For example, we have sentence number 1. He has been working in this company since 1985. and he continues working there, okay? Now, I would like to continue with the next sentences. I'm going to help you if for example, if you have troubles to answer any sentence. So let's try. Can you tell me what could be the correct sentence number 2?
Yes. Yes. I have been waiting for you since 2 o'clock.
Okay, that's a nice sentence. Okay, great structure of this sentence. Let me write it. I have been waiting for you since 2 o'clock. Okay, that was nice. Can you continue with the next sentence?
Okay. Mary has been living in Germany since 1992.
Okay, very good.
1992.
Mary has been living. Now, okay, you are doing, well, you're doing great in these sentences. Now, let's continue with the next part, okay? Number 4. Why is he so tired?
Why is he so tired? He has been playing tennis for 5 hours.
Okay, he has been playing tennis for 5 hours, so that's a long time. But it's great,
Yes.
okay? Thank you for your answer. Let's move on to number 5. Can you tell me, oh, this is a question, so let me check the use of questions in present perfect continuous, okay?
Okay. How long have you been learning English?
How long, okay, have
Have
you
you been learning English? It's correct,
English?
the structure?
Yes, that's correct. Because remember,
Okay.
have and been split up, okay? It is split up at least
Okay.
in questions, okay? I'm sorry, I have to move it. Okay, but in questions, we always have to split them up, okay? So we
Okay.
change, for example, have at the beginning, then the subject, and then been. Okay, pretty good.
Okay.
That was a
Okay.
nice question. Let's move on to number 6. Tell me, please, what is
Yes.
the correct sentence?
Okay. We have been looking for the motorway for more than an hour.
We have been looking for the motorway for more than an hour. That's good. Okay, number 7.
Okay. I have been living without electricity for 2 weeks.
Okay, that's a long time, imagine.
Yes.
So I have been
living
without electricity for 2 weeks, and it continues. Remember, that's the point of this tense, right? That it started in the past, but it continues to the present. So that's horrible, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
what a
impossible
difficult.
in this time.
Yes, that's true. What a difficult situation. Well, right
Yes.
now, let's move on to a negative exercise. Number 8.
Okay. The negative is difficult. Okay. The film has not been running. The film has not been running for 10 minutes yet, but there's a commercial break already.
Okay, nice job. And great example. Now we will continue with the last question. Okay, one more
In
time,
my
we have
head is,
another question.
okay, in my head, the negative is has been not.
Has been not,
But the
okay.
correct is, yes.
Yeah, that's the correct
But
structure. Has not, or remember the contraction. Which is the contraction?
Hasn't been running.
Hasn't. Very good. Hasn't been. Okay, let's continue with number 9, Anna.
Okay, it's a question. Okay. How long has she been working the garden?
Okay, how long has she been working in the garden? Nice job. This is correct. As you can see, most of the questions we ask in this tense are, well, they start using how long. How long have you been learning English? Or how long has she been working in the garden? Okay, most of them start using how long, because it refers to the duration of an action that was in progress in the past and it continues to the present, right? Very good.
You see, all sentences have a time, right?
Yes, that's right. That's why I mentioned the use of this of the time expressions, right? Most of the sentences, um, well, all the sentences actually always use a
Okay.
time expression at the end
Time
of the
expressions.
sentence.
Okay.
Yes. So that's something we have to remember very well. So right now we will continue practicing the structure of the sentences in present perfect continuous. So I would like to show you, give me a second. I would like to show you the following exercise, okay?
Okay.
What is the activity? You have to drag the words onto the yellow bar in the right order. In this case,
Okay.
you are not going to drag them because you can't, but I'm going to move the words for you to create the sentences in the correct order, okay?
Okay.
So the
Okay.
words are all been, period, raining, it's morning, okay? So what do you think it's the correct sentence?
Okay.
It's,
It's oy. It's has right.
yes, it's the correct meaning of this is it has.
Oh, I think it's the same. It is no.
No. Okay, it's the
No.
same
The
contraction,
contraction. I had
but
the contraction for the contraction.
the contraction, as I said at the beginning, it's the same, but it doesn't have the same meaning. How do you identify that this sentence or this contraction is it has and not it is? How do you identify that?
Oh my God. I'm not sure.
So tell me, which is
It
the next
has
part
no.
of which is the next
Okay.
part of the sentence? Right now?
It's been raining all morning.
Okay, very good. We will stop over here. It's been. Okay. We use the subject, the auxiliary, and then we use this verb. What is this verb?
The past participle and the be of be.
Very good. It's the past participle of be. Now, you already know that this is past participle. Now, how do you know that the
Yeah.
contraction of
Okay.
its is it has
The
and not
verb.
it is? Very good. It's because of the next verb. For example,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, for example, if after it's we use ing or we use a description. So in that case, you know that this sentence is in present, right? So for example, it's raining. It's raining. So that is present continuous. Or for
Yeah.
example, it's, I don't know, it's expensive. That sentence it's in present, right? But in this case, we say it's been.
Been.
That
Okay.
then we can identify that this sentence is in present perfect continuous or in present perfect. Okay, it depends on the information. But now present
Okay.
perfect continuous. Well, it's been. What is the next part of the sentence?
Raining all morning.
Raining. Very good. All morning. Well done. Okay, so you created a great sentence and remember the period. Okay, the period is always important at the end of the sentence. Very good. Okay, we check
Okay.
and looks like you got it. You got it already. So congratulations. Great sentence.
Okay.
Let's continue with our next sentence. Just give me a
Okay.
second. Next game. Yes, no. Yeah. Okay. Now we have a question. Waiting being question mark. You long have. What's the correct order?
Okay. I guess is have you long been waiting?
Have you long been waiting? And the question mark. Well, are you sure with the order of this sentence?
I guess have you long let me think. Okay.
According to the structure, is it correct or not?
Yeah, the structure and the for interrogative form is have you been, but we have another word, it's long, so have you been or you been waiting long could be.
Very good. Okay, it sounds better. So have you been
Okay,
waiting
wait long.
long? Oops, give me a second. Have you?
Okay.
Oops, have
you been waiting long?
let me see. Have you been waiting long? Let's check. And congratulations. Looks like you've got it already. Okay,
Long is
as
the
you see,
complement, not part of the question
yes,
at the
that's
beginning.
right. This is the complement. So at the end, we could say
Yes.
that long will be, well, not will be, but it's an expression that refers to time, okay? That's why we use it at the end of the sentence. Okay, so well done. We have another great sentence. Let's move on to our sentence number 3. Over here, it's a little bit longer. Oh, give me a second, what happened? Okay, it's a little bit longer, but we can continue with this sentence. 3 for being years learning, period. English, nearly, I've, okay? What's the correct sentence in present perfect continuous?
Okay. I've been learning
Okay, I've been learning
English nearly for 3 years.
nearly for 3 years. Okay, and finally we have the period. Okay, finish or not sure about this?
Sure, but nearly and 4. I've been
Do you want to change their position?
yes, for
Let's see.
nearly
I've
3.
been learning English for nearly 3 years. I made a mistake over here. 3 years. Like this, okay? I've been learning English for nearly 3 years.
For
Okay,
nearly 3 years, I guess.
now let's check together. Congratulations. Looks like
Yay!
you've got it already. In this context, nearly means, as you can see, the complete expression of time is nearly 3 years. For nearly 3 years. So nearly, it's a synonym of almost. Okay, do you know what almost
Okay.
is?
Casi o la
Yes,
mayoría.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
so casi. In this
Casi.
case, that's the meaning of nearly. So that person, imagine that person has been studying English or learning English for almost 3 years. So maybe 2 years and 9 months or 2 years and 11 months or nearly 3 years. Okay,
Okay.
very good. Let's move on to one more sentence. Just give me a second. Oh, this is a
Okay.
question. Look at this. So we have emails you've been answering, question mark, my, why, haven't.
Okay. Why? See, the first is why haven't you been
Haven't.
answering my email?
Okay, that was very fast. Why haven't you been answering my
Emails.
emails? Okay, and the question mark, of course. Great. Okay, let's check. And that's correct. Okay, so claps for you.
Okay.
Thank you. Great practice, Anna. Okay,
Yay.
we will check our last sentence in this opportunity using the, oh, give me a second,
Okay.
using the present perfect continuous.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
in this opportunity, so we have a similar sentence than the ones we saw in the class. For tennis playing afternoon, then every year's with Sunday.
A long sentence.
Yes, this is a
Okay.
long sentence.
Okay. We've
With,
been playing
okay, we are doing well.
tennis
For sure, this is the next word,
every Sunday afternoon for every years.
Okay, every Sunday afternoon, you told me, right?
Yeah.
And then for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see. Can you read the example again?
Yes. We've been playing tennis every Sunday afternoon for years. Let me see. Wait. Mm. I have been playing tennis every Sunday afternoon. I guess it's correct.
Okay, we will check together and let's see. This is correct, okay? Other answers are possible, so pay attention to it. This, well, your answer was correct, but because we have a long information about time, there are also other answers. Well, we don't have
Okay.
we don't have the examples or the other possible answers. But
Okay.
let's see. Let me see. Okay, no, we don't have any example. Okay, but we can also, for example, use, let me see. We have been playing tennis for years every Sunday afternoon. At the end, they are talking about, well, this part, the complement, it's talking about time expressions. So we can vary the order of this complement, right? For years every Sunday afternoon or every Sunday afternoon for years. Actually, I prefer this structure. I prefer every Sunday afternoon for years. And
Yes.
remember, it continues to the present. Okay, very good. Well, you did an amazing job, Anna. Thank you for practicing and doing your best. I just invite you to do your best also on the platform. Remember, our classes
Okay.
are really important, but also activities on the platform are. Okay, so in this
Okay.
opportunity, our homework is to start
Unit
Unit
3.
3. Yes, okay, so this week we are, well, today we are starting Unit 3. So we have to we have to continue with activity 3.0. This is the first activity, or actually that's the presentation of this unit. So what
Okay.
are we going to talk about? And then let's continue with 3.1, 3.1.2, 3.1.3, 3.1.4 until 3.1.6. Okay, so the point is, please check all these activities and complete them. As you see,
Okay.
there is a video, grammar, vocabulary, and then practices. Okay, the last two
Okay.
activities are practices. I don't remember the title, but they are practices. Okay, so I will invite you to please continue with these activities and do your best. Okay.
Haven't done the exam in the of Unit 1 and 2.
You haven't?
No, not yet. The
Okay,
exam,
no,
but the Unit 1 and Unit 2,
you
it's
already
done. It's
finished.
done.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, it's done. Very good. Okay, so don't worry. Just please try to work the activities to avoid falling behind with activities. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Good.
Okay, pretty good. Thank you for joining, Anna. Well, that's all for today. So I really appreciate that
Okay.
you were in the class. I don't know what happened to Alexander. Maybe he had some troubles with his internet, cell phone. I'm
His
not pretty sure.
network. Mhm.
Yeah, maybe with
I,
his network. So I hope
yes.
we can continue working on it tomorrow. And well,
Okay.
bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher. Bye. Good night.
You're welcome. Good night.